Hello everyone, welcome back to Oscar Inside. Today we'll be reacting to the 2024 BAFTA Awards long list. I'm very interested to see how these ones relate to the Academy Awards shortlist that were announced a couple days ago. I am thinking about movies like All of Us Strangers, The Zone of Interest, Anatomy of a Fall. These big international movies, if they can get some more recognition and hype behind them. Because when it comes down to the shortlist, I think, Anatomy of a Fall is not going to be a tech player at the Academy Awards, so it didn't show up in any of the shortlist there. But here, when we have all of the categories from the BAFTA members, I am sensing maybe an international film like Anatomy or Zone could have big support and big love from the members. Of course, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm very interested to see if Maestro can get into Best Film because I think it's gonna have supporting technicals and performances, but I don't know if it's gonna get into the top 10. Each category has 10 selected potential nominees. I think the only two categories that don't have 10 are animated feature and British film, and the short categories, which again, I'm not going to be reacting to those because I have not seen any short films yet, but I will be watching them before the award ceremony. So yeah, that's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm very, very excited to see if these ones also correlate with the top 10 from the Critics' Choice. Definitely not, I think, but we'll see. There are some surprises that could be ahead for us. First category that we have is Best Film. The nominees are All of Us Strangers. All of Us Strangers. That's good for it. I thought that movie could have big support from the British members. They love their British movies, and this one definitely has a big British cast. So I was expecting it to show up here. So good to see it here. Anatomy of a Fall, good. I'm happy to see it made the top 10. Barbie, of course. The Holdovers, the American Fiction is gone. American Fiction is gone. The Color Purple is gone. The Color Purple is underperforming a lot. I'm very doubtful if that's going to get Best Picture nomination. It's doing well at the box office, so I think the Academy, the Oscars, leaned into those numbers a little bit more than the BAFTA does, but interesting to see those two not getting there. Killers of the Flower Moon, yes. Maestro made it. Maestro made it. I'm shocked because I just saw that movie a couple days ago and I thought it was technically and performance wise really well done, but I wasn't able to connect fully with the story, and I think a lot of people who are divided on it have the same issue. So I think this is the type of movie that's very divisive. I'm very surprised to see that it got here into Best Film. Okay, Oppenheimer, of course, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest, and that's it. That's it. Okay, so no American Fiction, not The Color Purple, no Saltburn. I think those were the big names that could, show up here. The Zone of Interest, very, very happy to see it here. Poor Things, of course, Past Lives is strong. I think it's gonna get the Best Picture nomination for sure at the Academy Awards. So yeah, pretty secure. I mean, there's nothing very interesting, like Priscilla or The Iron Claw is not here. May December is not here. And no animated features, like no Boy and the Heron or no Spider-Verse. Outstanding British film, we have All of Us Strangers, of course. Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. I knew this was going to show up here, and I'm thinking it's gonna show up in animated feature for sure. So The Deepest Breath, I didn't know that was British, but I'm very happy to see it here. It's one of my favorite docs from the year. Happy. The Great Escaper, I have not heard anything about that movie, so I'm going to check it out. How to Have Sex, of course, very, very British, but it was good. It was a good film, so, and it was a debut film, if I'm not mistaken, so solid pick. Napoleon, of course. The Old Oak, I have no idea what the movie is about, so definitely got to check that out as well. One Life, haven't heard anything about that. Poor Things, yes. Ray Lane, oh, Ray Lane got something, I'm pretty shocked that it got all that buzz and love from its premiere from Sundance, and then it just like vanished. Like not many people talked about that movie, so good to see some recognition for it somewhere. Saltburn, of course. Scrapper, I have no idea what the movie is about. Tetris, which was an early release, and I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm going to check it out if I'm able to. Wonka, good. Happy to see Wonka getting some recognition. I love that movie. And The Zone of Interest, of course. Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer. We have Blue Back Life, okay. Bobby Wine, The People's President. I think that got shortlisted for documentary feature, if I'm not mistaken, at the Oscars. I gotta verify that. Earth Mama, okay, A24. The End We Start From. The End We Start. Yeah, that movie got so many negative reactions that I have not seen that one, but okay. Have to Have Sex, real good. If the Streets Were on Fire, have not heard anything about that one. Is There Anybody Out There? Okay. Polite Society, yes. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one that took home the big award from the Sundance Film Festival. Ray Lane, congrats. And Scrapper, okay. Now we have film not in the English language. I wanted to mention that the Academy didn't go for movies like About Dry Grasses, Concrete Utopia, which I thought was really entertaining. Not the best movie of the year, but really entertaining. It would have been a nice surprise there. Yeah, let's see if there is any kind of snub here. 20 Days in Mariupol, yes, please. Anatomy of a Fall, of course. The Boy and the Heron. They could do Monster if they want to. The Eight Mountains, which I have no idea about that movie, so okay, surprise. Fallen Leaves, yes. Past Lives, yeah. I mean, it can get nominated in this category because it has a lot of Korean, so of course. Society of the Snow, pretty deserved. One of 2023 is best. The Taste of Things, which I haven't seen, but I think it's gonna get nominated because the buzz, even though quite a little bit, I think a lot of people respect that movie. The Teacher's Lounge, which I really enjoyed and I think is one of this year's best, and The Zone of Interest. So no Totem. And which other big movie is missing here? I think Totem and The Monk and the Gun, I think also. Those two are missing. But other than that, I mean, I think Anatomy of a Fall, The Zone of Interest, of course I'm gonna get it. Society of the Snow, Past Lives, and I could see 20 Days in Mariupol getting that fifth slot at the BAFTAs. In documentary, we have 20 Days in Mariupol, American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, The Deepest Breath, High and Low, John Galliano, Little Richer, I Am Everything, Mad About the Boy, the Noel Coward story, The Pagan Tunnel, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, Wham. Very different from the Oscars shortlist. 20 Days in Mariupol, American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, I think those are the top three. And the other movies, I'm pretty shocked, like The Eternal Memory is not in here, The Nikki Giovanni Project is not in here, The Mission is not in here. A lot of documentaries are not in here that I thought could show up here. Also, Against the Tide, which got the Gotham nomination, I thought was gonna have a bigger presence this award season, but it's definitely not. Still Small Boys is not here. So I, based on the other nomination that The Deepest Breath got, I think those top 4 are gonna get nominated, and then I will go maybe with a surprise animated film. We have The Boy and the Heron, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, of course, Elemental, Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The BAFTAs went for that one. Okay. TNT Mutant Mayhem. Great. Wish. And that's it. Wait. Okay, so The Peasants is not going to get a single nomination. Like, that movie is pretty dead. I think it's because its release is so late that people don't even have it on the radar. So final 5, I think, is going to be The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Spider-Man, of course, and then I will go with Nimona and TNT. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, I'm not gonna go with Nimona. I'm gonna go with Chicken Run because they really like that movie, and I thought it was fun. It's a simple movie, but it's pretty entertaining. It's family friendly and it's a good time. So I wouldn't be mad if that got nominated. One of my faves, director, we have Anatomy of a Fall. Yes, Justine Triet. I'm hoping she gets the Oscar nomination. I know it's not going to happen because it's very competitive this year, but I would love to see her nominated. All of Us Strangers, Andrew Haid. Okay, that's big for him. American Fiction for director, but not in film. That's weird, but okay. Barbie, of course. The Holdovers, pretty good. Have to Have Sex in director. I thought there were some choices that I personally didn't connect fully with, but there are other things that I think the director really nailed. So it's a good choice. Killers of the Flower Moon, of course. Maestro, yes, indeed. I didn't love the movie story-wise, but I thought technically it was pretty phenomenal. Oppenheimer is going to win, of course, I think. Past Lives, Celine Song. Very glad to see Celine getting more love and recognition. Poor Things. Priscilla. Okay. Rylane, Saltburn, Scrapper, and The Zone of Interest. Okay, we have 16 directors picks. Priscilla, pretty happy to see Priscilla getting some recognition. I just forgot that it got nothing from the Academy shortlist, but I really liked Priscilla, and I think Sofia did a beautiful work on that movie. The aesthetics, the cinematography, the performances. I love that movie. So pretty happy to see it there. Great to see Saltburn here. I'm thinking a lot about that movie, and I definitely have some issues with the screenplay, but I think Emerald did an amazing job on the director's share. Everyone's talking about the aesthetics, and I do think she did a great job on that department. The production design and cinematography work that she did with the entire crew. But I do think she's more confident in the director's share. So I'm pretty happy to see Saltburn getting director nominations. And The Zone of Interest, which I think is going to get the 5th spot at the Oscars. Like, everyone is praising Jonathan Glazer's direction. Original screenplay, one of my favorites too. We have Air. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize Air. This is the first nomination that movie got. I think the issue with that movie is that it came so early in the year that it just lost so much, steam in the awards conversation, in the awards race. But I think Air was a pretty good movie, and at least a screenplay that's deserving. Anatomy of a Fall, which I think should be winning all Best Original Screenplay awards. Barbie. Barbie's in original here, and the Academy decided that it's going to go in adapted, so that's going to be interesting. If it wins here, it's going to be like, is going to take adapted or not at the Academy Awards? We'll see. The Holdovers, pretty good. How to Have Sex. Like, How to Have Sex is having a great day. I think the lead actress is going to show up in that category. I'm okay with that one. I didn't love, again, that movie, but yes, of course. Maestro, I thought, like the words and the dialogues between Carey Mulligan and Bradley Cooper and all the actors were good. It's just I personally didn't connect to the story, but that doesn't mean that the screenplay is not deserving. I have, conflicted thoughts on that one. May December, thank you. Also, no Todd Haynes in director. I just realized that, which is disappointing. Seeing that their movies. I mean, I cannot judge Scrapper or that's the only movie I haven't seen there. But okay, I thought Todd Haynes' direction May December was really good. Past Lives, Rye Lane, Saltburn, and that's it. Original screenplay, great. Final five, definitely going to be Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Past Lives, and I think the fifth spot is going to be between May December and Saltburn. Adapted screenplay, we have All of Us Strangers, American Fiction, Are You There God? It's Me, Margaret. Very happy to see that one here. Dumb Money. Okay, I like that movie. A lot of people, didn't even care about the movie. I thought it was good. Pretty shocked to see it here, but personally, I like that pick. The Killer. Okay, interesting. Killers of the Flower Moon. Of course, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka. Nice to see Wonka. And The Zone of Interest. I was questioning whether The Zone of Interest was going to show up here. Final five, I will go with American Fiction, The Zone of Interest, Killers, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. But honestly, without taking into account Dumb Money and The Killer, I think all of the other listed movies here could potentially show up at the final five, but I think those that I just mentioned are going to get the nomination. We'll go with leading actress. My personal favorite performance category is always leading actress, so we have Annette Bening in Nayad, okay, Carey Mulligan, Maestro, Emma Stone, Poor Things, Fantasia Barrino, The Color Purple. The Color Purple didn't get screenplay, director, like it's getting nothing, top categories. Greta Lee, Past Lives, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Margot Robbie, Barbie, Mia McKenna Bruce, How to Have Sex, expected based on how well the movie is performing. Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall, should win. Vivian Oparah, Rye Lane, good, congrats. And that's it. Those are the long list for leading actress. I'm thinking no Ingenue Alice Taylor for Origin, no Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. I mean, come on, you just mentioned Priscilla in director but not in lead actress, like BAFTAs. Okay. Leading actor, we have Andrew Scott, All of Us Strangers, congrats. Barry Keoghan for Saltburn, I love that performance. Bradley Cooper, Maestro, deserving. Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer. Coleman Domingo, Rustin, happy to see that Coleman in Rustin is not dead yet. George McKay for Femme, I have no idea what the movie is about, but I do recognize his name. Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, of course. DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon. Yamati for The Holdovers. And Teo Yu for Past Lives. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. And that's it. Lead actor. Wait, our top five is here, right? Like Cillian Murphy. Wait, Cillian Murphy. Yeah, DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, Coleman Domingo, or Jeffrey Wright. Yes, I would love to see Barry Keoghan getting that nomination for Saltburn. I thought that performance is crazy and wild, and you have to, go all the way in for that type of performance. Even though, again, I have some issues with the screenplay from that movie, but good. I could see any of these. I mean, I don't know anything about them, but the other movies I do recognize, and I think all the performances from the men in those movies have some buzz, and they're really good. So good work from the BAFTAs on this long list. Supporting actress. Pretty interested to see if Rachel McAdams is going to make it for Are You There, God? Rosamund Pike maybe for Saltburn, or Claire Foy for All of Us Strangers, based on how well the movie is doing. American Ferrera, Barbie, Cara J. Myers, Killers of the Flower Moon. Whoa, that's a unique pick. Okay, Claire Foy, All of Us Strangers, of course. Daniel Brooks, The Color Purple, is going to be Taraji P. Henson in here. Let's see. Levi John Randall for The Holdovers, of course. Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer. Jodie Foster, Naiad. Julianne Moore, May December. Rosamund Pike, Saltburn. Sandra Hüller for The Zone of Interest, and that's it. So no Rachel McAdams, which is disappointing. Interesting to see Sandra Hüller in Zone of Interest. Like, they're going big on her. She is nominated in two potential best picture nominees. That's big. I think the final five, any of these women can make it into the top five from BAFTA. Pretty shocked to see Cara J. Myers for Killers of the Flower Moon here. All the entire cast in that movie, in my opinion, is really good, but I didn't expect that to show up here. But based on how well All of Us Strangers is doing, I think Claire Foy is gonna get nominated. Daniel Brooks, of course. No Taraji. Taraji is not happening. Divide Randolph, Jodie Foster, and that's pretty hard. I think Julianne Moore, Rosamund Pike, Emily Blunt, like all of these could, get the nomination, and I would be very, very happy. So this is a very competitive one. Supporting actor, we have Anthony Hopkins, One Life, alright. Ben Whishaw, Passages. Oh, now I just realized, no love for Passages, which is disappointing. Ben Whishaw is a British actor, and maybe that's how he got here, but I thought Frank Rakowski in Passages gave one of the best lead performances, and it is not in here, not in picture, not anything, but at least something. Dominic Sessa, The Holdovers, thank you. Finally, some recognition for Sessa. Elordi in Saltburn. I like that. I thought, performance-wise, I love Saltburn. Like, every single performance in that movie is spectacular, so good. Jamie Bell, All of Us Strangers, expected. Ruffalo for Poor Things is gonna be Willem Dafoe in this list. We'll see. Paul Mescal for All of Us Strangers. They're loving All of Us Strangers. I think All of Us Strangers are gonna get top 5 at BAFTA. De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. And that's it. Wait, something's big is missing. Charles in May December is not in here. Whoa. Why would you do that? I think everyone is just talking about how good Charles is in May December, and it is not in here. That worries me a little bit. But William Defoe's not happening for a cocktail nomination with Ruffalo in Poor Things. No Coleman Domingo in The Color Purple. Wow. Interesting. I mean, they did go out their way with, Ben Wisha, Jacob Elordi. Interesting picks. And no, John McGarrett is pretty down for Past Lives. Like, based on, Teo Yo showing up in lead actor, I thought maybe he was going to show up here, but no. His nomination is gone completely. Final five, I think, are going to be Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Gosling for Barbie, De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Ruffalo for Poor Things, and one of the All of Us Strangers actors. In casting, we have All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, How to Have Sex, again, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Saltburn, Scrapper, and that's it. Really, really happy to see Anatomy of a Fall getting the casting, probably the nomination. I thought Milo Machado Garner was amazing in that movie as well, and he didn't get supporting actor. They could have done that because they actually go for children, like they go for child performances. They went for, I forgot his name, but the performance in Come On, Come On. So I think the final five, I actually, without talking about Scrapper, because I have not seen that one, I think these picks are perfect. I would love to see Saltburn getting casting because I thought it was very, very well casted. Killers of the Flower Moon, of course, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, gosh, Barbie's gonna get it, Oppenheimer, like, this is very competitive, so this is a good category. Last couple of categories, we're gonna go with cinematography. We have Barbie for cinematography, okay? The Creator, interesting pick. I love that movie visually. It's that type of movie where you question which of it is cinematography and which part of it is visual effects, but I love that. Ferrari, Penelope Cruz is gone for supporting actress. I mean, I'm not gonna say gone because she did surprise everyone with her Parallel Mothers nomination, but that movie is having no support on the top categories. It's gonna get sound, and I think that's going to be it. But okay, you got cinematography, Killers of the Flower Moon, excellent. Maestro, really good pick. Napoleon, agree. Oppenheimer, really good. Poor Things, of course. Saltburn, love that. The Zone of Interest, and those are the potential nominees. Barbie could show up in cinematography. If they want to go big on that movie, they could get Barbie cinematography nomination for sure. Personally, my top 5 here are Saltburn, Oppenheimer, Maestro, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things. I haven't seen The Zone of Interest, but based on the trailers and the praise, I think that could be getting the nomination as well. Costume design, Asteroid City, Barbie, Ferrari, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, and Wonka. Really good picks. No, The Color Purple. The Color Purple is really, really underperforming. Top movies. I mean, based on top movies, Killers of the Flower Moon is gonna get that nomination alongside Oppenheimer and Barbie. Poor Things as well. And I think Wonka, Napoleon, Asteroid City will be a really interesting pick. I love that movie, and I'll be happy to see it getting some recognition in some categories. Salburn, I really like the costume design as well, so any of these could get the nomination, and I'll be very, very pleased. Another one of my favorites, editing. We have All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, excellent. I hope, and I'm doing a campaign personally, even if I don't reach any Academy members, that Anatomy of a Fall gets into the editing category. Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Mission Impossible, The Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, The Zone of Interest, and that's it. I just want to mention, even though it was not going to happen, and it's not going to happen whatsoever, I thought John Wick had a little bit of a chance in cinematography, but you know, that movie is not for awards, at least for these voters. And interesting to see Salburn here, because I just watched a video essay that a guy on YouTube did on how good the editing in Salburn was. Like, when I saw the movie, I didn't thought the editing was like top notch. Like, it is really good, but I didn't think it was going to be like top 5. And after seeing his video, I am pretty happy to see Salman here. I will personally pick it because he made me realize how good the editing in that movie is. But personally, I have to go with Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon. Of course, I need that movie to get editing. It's so good. Oppenheimer for sure, Poor Things, and I think Barbie could get it, but yeah, I will go with Saltburn. But All of Us Strangers as well, based on how much they really like this movie. Makeup and hairstyling, well, makeup and hair, sorry, they have Barbie, which weirdly missed at the Academy shortlist, Ferrari, okay, Golda, expected, Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm very confused on that one because, again, I just remember DiCaprio's like weird teeth, but other than that, I mean, there definitely is going to be, if I do some research, a lot of stuff going behind the scenes with the makeups and the hairstyling in that movie. But first impression, I'm still questioning it. Maestro, really good work in that department. Napoleon, yes, deserved. Oppenheimer, of course. Poor Things. Priscilla, thank goodness. I'm happy to see Priscilla got here because it should get nominated, but it's not going to be nominated at the Oscars. And Wonka, excellent. Top 5, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. But again, I would love to see Priscilla getting nominated in this category. One of my personal favorites too is original score. So we have American Fiction, Barbie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'm pretty worried about that one. I don't know if that's going to get nominated. Killers of the Flower Moon, yes. Napoleon for score. Napoleon? Okay. Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, great. I love the score in Saltburn. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, thank you. Wonka, and that's it. Whoa, the Zone of Interest is not in score. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, I think it's gonna get the Oscar nomination, but why didn't you pick Michael Levy's work on the Zone of Interest? Weird. Top 5, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon. I think it's between those two. Then Barbie could show up just because how much music and love that movie has behind it. So Barbie could definitely get that one. Indiana Jones could surprise, which I personally wouldn't go for. I will go with Saltburn and Spider-Man. Oh, I just realized The Boy and the Heron is not in here neither. Okay. Production design. We have Asteroid City should get nominated. Barbie is going to win, or Poor Things. Ferrari's having a few nominations in the technicals. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka, and The Zone of Interest. I've heard that production design in The Zone of Interest is really good and intricate to the story, so it could get nominated. Personally, I would love to see Wonka get it, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, of course, and Killers, Barbie, and Asteroid City. Those will be contending for me. Top 5, personally, Asteroid City, Barbie, Wonka, Poor Things, and Oppenheimer. I will go with those, but I think Killers and Maestro have a good shot to be over Wonka and Asteroid City. Our final 2 categories. First, special visual effects. We have Barbie, The Creator, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which didn't get makeup and hair, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Mission Impossible, The Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Spider-Man, and Wonka. Yeah, I think those, I'm sorry, I thought The Creator wasn't here, but it is here. I think those are top priority for the Oscars as well. Top 5 are going to be The Creator, Guardians. Oppenheimer is not in the Oscars shortlist, so interesting to see that it got here but not in the Oscars. With the discourse of Christopher Nolan saying that it was mostly practical effects and not a lot of visual, like digital visual effects. But I think it's gonna get the BAFTA, yeah, and Poor Things as well. So Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Guardians, The Creator, and maybe Mission Impossible. I think those are going to be top 5, but Barbie could get nominated just to be like the most nominated movie of the year, so it could get special visual effects. And finally, we have sound. The potential nominees are Barbie, Ferrari, of course, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Mission Impossible, The Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka, The Zone of Interest. Those are the 10 selected movies in sound. Top 5 I think are going to be Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest, maybe Ferrari. Barbie could, again, just for the sake of it being the most nominated movie of the year, get the sound nomination, although I think the sound department on that movie did a really good job, and I do think the sound design in Barbie is good, but I wouldn't prioritize it in top 5 over movies like The Zone of Interest based on what I've heard, and Maestro and Oppenheimer, of course. Napoleon could get nominated as well, and I wouldn't be pissed because I think the sound work on Napoleon is really good. After did some interesting choices. I'm thinking a lot about the top 10 movies, and I'm very, very happy to see international films getting recognized there, especially Anatomy of a Fall, The Zone of Interest. I think both of them could get nominated, and of course Oppenheimer, Killers, and Barbie will be the other 3 if both Anatomy and Zone get nominated, which will be a pretty interesting top 5 because I think there's a lot of fans behind each one of those movies. Personally, I'm a big fan of Anatomy of a Fall and I will vote for that one, but Killers is amazing, Oppenheimer is one of the best, Barbie was just so much fun, it's a great movie, and I haven't seen The Zone of Interest, but based on all the praise, I think I'm going to love it. And All of Us Strangers had a really good day. Nothing for the Iron Claw. The Color Purple is underperforming. I think American Fiction shows that it could be kind of similar to Women Talking, like get screenplay, a score, like Women Talking had Hilder behind the score, and she didn't get nominated last year, but it has some potential to score and a lead actor for sure. But it's not a big movie. I think I'm quite shocked that movies like Saltburn, who had a lot of supporting technicals, like you got cinematography, editing, screenplay, director, score, but it didn't get picture. Maybe because it's again very divisive to voters based on how explicit or weird the movie is. But the more I see the support for Saltburn and the more I see people loving it, I think it could get into the Oscars top 10 movies of the year. Yeah, really, really good job. Happy to see Priscilla getting some recognition, Asteroid City as well. So those were really, really good. I'm going to be doing my predictions for who I think is going to get nominated at the BAFTAs. Of course, I did some, like quick predictions in this video, but I'm definitely going to make a video where I do my final picks. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on this long list, which movies you were surprised that show up here, which movies you think are going to get snubbed or underperforming in this awards race, in this awards season. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know in the comment section down below which movies are you hoping to get some nominations at the BAFTAs. I'll be doing a video on my final predictions for the BAFTA nominations. I'm going to be doing a video on the SAG nominations as well and the Oscars for sure. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.